Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, and this is my morning video where I like to take a look at all the dollar pairs, including gold, and we also take a look at a couple of the JPY pairs. If you haven't done so already, definitely check out my free, 100% free Discord channel. The link for that is at the end of this video up here in the corner, and it is also in the description of this video. If you would like to get access to my membership, you do so on my website, fxpipcollector.com. It is only $30 a month and it gets you access to all the benefits listed down here below that is scrolling across the screen. So, anyways, first thing I like to do in the morning is always make sure I remind myself of what the news is for the day. Kind of a light news day today, but tomorrow is interest rate for the US dollar, so tomorrow is going to be a very big day for the US dollar. Today we have durable goods and core durable goods, which is not really that big of a deal, but it could do something. This S&P news normally doesn't really do much of anything. Consumer confidence can be a decent news event depending on what the numbers are. Normally the rule of thumb is if the numbers come out dramatically different than what they forecasted, then that's when you do get a big move. And then the manufacturing index is really not that big of a deal. So probably the consumer sentiment I would definitely pay attention to. And I would probably definitely pay attention to core and regular retail durable goods just in case there is a movement during that time. So, anyways, let's start off by looking at the US dollar index. I always like to start off on the US dollar index. It's a very important analysis to me. I definitely am still looking at this first big impulsive move down as an A, and I still think this is all either a running or an expanding flat for a wave B. And I still think there's a very good chance it's going to turn down and make a big wave C, which should take out the lower wave A. We are at the 78%. We don't really know for sure that this is going down. It's a very strong move to the downside, but it definitely could end up being like a wave four and then go back up and make a wave five and then going down for the continuation of the downtrend. Time will tell as far as that's concerned. So, anyways, yeah, let's take it to the euro dollar and start off with that. If we go into the weekly time frame on the euro dollar, it's pretty much the same thing as the US dollar index, but in reverse. I think that this right here is a corrective wave B or wave two. And last week's impulsive move up does kind of make you wonder if this really is the end of a correction and this really is now starting a brand new uptrend for a wave C or a wave three. I guess time will definitely tell with that. I was for sure originally thinking this move up was going to be like a wave four. It was going to go down, make a wave five, and then turn back up like that. But time will definitely tell as far as that's concerned. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we got a nice impulsive move up. This move up is definitely a trend. So it's either a wave A of an ABC correction, like a wave four, or it's a wave one of a complete trend reversal. Next, I would expect to see a push down, which would be a correction to this push up for a wave B or possibly a wave two. For me, I really don't care whether it's an ABC or whether it's a 1, 2, 3. It just stays in the pattern because the trading strategy is exactly the same for wave B as it is a wave two. I would trade a wave B by looking for shorts at sort of time frames. I would trade a wave two by looking for shorts at sort of time frames. Definitely not that important to know the difference as of yet. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, now we got our Fibonacci retracement on this whole push up right here, from all the way down here to all the way up here. Let me zoom out just a little bit more so we can see the levels. There we go. So I would expect us to probably make a wave B or a wave two next, just like I was showing on the daily. Most wave Bs, wave twos do go to, the 60 to 50% Fibonacci retracement. So I think it would be a pretty likely expectation to see something like this, some sort of an A, a B, and a C correction for the ABC of B or the ABC of 2. And like I said, the trading strategy would be exactly the same, which would be looking for shorts for the ABC of B or looking for shorts for the ABC of 2. Definitely not important in either scenario. So moving on to the pound dollar, let's go all the way up to the weekly. For me personally, as a swing trader, I really like to spend a lot of time working on these monthly, weekly, daily time frames. So that weekly time frame last week closed very bullish, as you can see. I was definitely originally thinking this was a wave forward. It was going to go down, make a wave five, and then turn back up, ending the wave B. But that is a very bullish candle, and this potentially could be the beginning of a brand new uptrend for a wave C or a wave three, just like I showed on the euro dollar. Moving down to the Daily time frame. This move up right here is definitely impulsive trend. Just like the euro dollar, I would expect it to be a wave A or a wave one. Just like the euro dollar, I would expect to next see a correction to that move up, likely a wave B or a wave two. Then we're probably going to get a push up for a wave C or wave three. If it is a wave C, it'll probably look like that and go back down. If it's a wave three, it'll just keep on trending up. So just like the euro dollar, the trading strategy is exactly the same, whether it's a wave B or whether it's a wave two, which would be looking for shorts on shorter time frames at this point. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I don't really like the fact that it hasn't been able to close below structure. That tells me that it possibly could make another run to the upside. So definitely be careful if you're trying to sort it, because it definitely may, because it has not broken below structure yet. It may make another push up. It may take out the highs. At some point, though, I do think that it's likely to make, some sort of an ABC shape like this. Probably some sort of an A, a B, and a C, or maybe a WXY, or some sort of a corrective pattern to the downside, probably down to one of these three Fibonacci levels to make an ABC of B or an ABC of 2, or maybe like a WXY or something like that. But either way, some sort of a corrective pattern for a wave B or a wave 2, just like the euro dollar. But like I said, be a little bit careful until it breaks structure. Until it actually breaks that structure, it could possibly go up and sweep the highs before it actually goes down and makes this wave B or wave 2. So moving on to the Aussie dollar, let's go all the way up to the weekly time frame on this one also. To me, the weekly time frame, I definitely am still looking at this as impulsive up. I think this is a WXY. So I think this is a W and then X and then up for a wave Y. So we are likely in a three-way pattern for the wave X. And at some point, I definitely think it's going to go up and make a wave Y, which will probably take out all these highs. But whether it's over or not is still very questionable. This could be like a wave forward. It could go down, make a wave five, grab this 100% Fibonacci extensor, which I think would be a likely target, and then turn up for the big wave Y. So taking it down to the daily, very impulsive move to the upside, as you can see. We definitely did break structure to the upside, which is great because a wave A and a wave one normally do break structure in the previous trend. Just like the other pairs, I would expect us to now be in a wave B or a wave two. Exactly the same trading strategy, either scenario, whether it's a B or whether it's a two. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I like to zoom out a lot on the 1 hour because really the only thing I would be doing on this time frame is maybe looking for entries. I'm not really trying to count anything for the most part because I am a swing trader. But I do think there's a very good chance this push down is a wave A, which it may not even be over yet. It may push down more. Eventually, it's probably going to push up, make a wave B, probably back down again for a wave C. I think there's a very good likelihood this is an ABC of B or an ABC of 2. Or possibly it could stretch into a WXY or something, but so far this move down looks like a trend. So likely it is just going to be an ABC correction for the wave B or an ABC correction for the wave 2. Pretty much all the dollar pairs are the same scenarios. That's why I always start off with the US dollar index. If I know what the US dollar index is doing, I pretty much know what all the dollar pairs are doing, except for maybe gold, because gold doesn't really care what the dollar is doing most of the time. So anyways, let's take it back up to the daily time frame. The Kiwi dollar is exactly the same analysis as the Aussie dollar, which is why I don't spend much time on it. I definitely will trade it, but I don't really analyze it that much. The US dollar CAD, it definitely looks like it could have already potentially made a wave 5 on this spike right here. But we do not have a break of structure down yet. We cannot say for sure that the trend is over until we get a break and hold below this structure. Now, if this move up right here is actually a correction to this move down, and it bounces from a fib level, then goes down and breaks structure, that's going to pretty much tell me that this whole uptrend is over. And that would definitely turn me very bearish, because at that point, it's probably going to go down and eventually take out these lows. But we don't know any of that is true yet. Since we don't have a break of structure, what could happen is it could potentially just keep on going up, making new highs. So keep that in mind. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, currently have my Fibonacci retracement on this move right here, because we are making a push to the upside. And if this push to the upside is an A, and this is three waves for a B, and we're in a wave C, then potentially this would go up to any one of these Fibonacci levels, make a double top, make it engulfing down, make a break of structure, and then continue down, which potentially would be a pretty good sort if that did happen. But like I was saying, we don't know that this is going to go down and break structure. It could bounce from a fib level, not break, go up to the next fib level. bounce, not break structure, go up to the next, bounce, not break structure, and just keep on continuing that high low series and just keep on going up. So unless you see that break of structure at a Fibonacci level to the downside, nice engulfing move to the downside, then the trend is up, and the trend is definitely your friend. So I would definitely recommend looking for longs unless you see this picture right here with a nice break and hold below structure at a Fibonacci retracement level. So taking it down to the US dollar Swiss, going back up to the daily time frame. The dollar Swiss actually, if we go up to the weekly, I was still definitely looking at this as a wave A or a wave one, and most A wave ones do take out the high of wave four, which it has not done yet. What would I be doing for a wave A? I'd be looking for logs primarily on sort of time phase. What would I be doing for a wave one? I'd be primarily looking for logs on sort of time phase. So it does not matter to me at all whether it's a wave A or wave one because it's the exact same trading strategy. Going down to the daily time frame, we definitely haven't really broken structure. I mean, we definitely did try to break structure, but so far I rejected it. And because of my US dollar analysis, I definitely would assume that this is a wave A. Probably up now for a wave B, probably eventually down for a C, and then eventually it probably is going to go up and sweep those highs that I just showed you on the weekly time frame before we get the big turn to the downside. So taking it down to the 1 hour time frame. So if that's true, that means that now we are very likely in a crescent to this move down. This move down definitely, by the way, looks like a very nice trend. One, two, three, four, 5 waves down. That's a very, very nice looking trend. That trend is likely a wave A. Likely we are now in a correction to that trend, hence why I got my Fibonacci retracement on that trend. Now we're probably going to make some sort of a corrective pattern up to one of these Fibonacci retracement levels, which it could be any one of them. Probably an A, B, C, or maybe a WXY or some sort of variation of an ABC correction for likely a wave B, just like I showed on the higher time phase. A, B, and then potentially down for a C before we go back up for the bigger push to the upside. Moving on to gold. If we go all the way up to the weekly time frame on gold, which, like I said, for me, it's just, these higher time frames are extremely important. I still think that gold eventually needs to turn down and make a wave C for an A, B, and a C of wave four to fit this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we have on the weekly and monthly time frame. So we are definitely still waiting for this wave C to the downside. Going down to the daily time frame. Now, we definitely did turn down pretty hard yesterday at my target, which is 100% Fibonacci extension of wave A, projected out the bottom of wave B. So this is definitely my target for wave B. Definitely is where I was hoping that this would turn back down. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to turn down now, and it potentially could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, then up for wave 5 and then turn down. Or potentially it could go up and make a new high because wave Bs do sometimes make new highs. So until we get a nice break and hold below structure, which we definitely do not have yet, the trend is technically still up, and it potentially could do some sort of a 4 and a 5 and go up and make a new high. So keep in mind that the trend is not proven to be over and that the trend is definitely still your friend. Now, going down to the 1 hour time frame, we definitely got what looks like a downtrend. Kind of messy right there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably a wave A or wave 1. Wave A, wave 1, trading strategy is exactly the same, just like the other dollar pairs. Eventually, I think it's going to push up and make a correction to this wave A or wave 1, wave B, or wave 2. Then it's either going to go down, make a wave C, which would go down, probably reject structure, and then go back up for a wave 5, or it's going to break through structure and just keep on making lower lows, lower highs, proving that this wave B on the much higher time frames is complete. So my next move, I would expect to be up for a B or 2, then down for a C or 3. If you understand your Fibonacci, how to use Fibonacci properly, then you definitely can tell the difference between a wave 3 and a wave C normally. And if you pay attention to your structure, you can definitely tell the difference between a wave 3 and a wave C. So I would expect to see something like this, 1, 2, 3, or ABC, proving that the wave B on the daily time frame is complete. Moving on to the dollar yen, I'd like to go all the way up to the weekly and on this one also. Now, this also has not really proven to me that it's over. I mean, it potentially could go up again. There definitely is really no break of structure yet. I definitely am still looking at this as being an A, possibly a B, and then possibly going down for a C. Probably an ABC crescent to the last 5 ways up. But we definitely haven't confirmed the move to the downside yet. Now, on the daily time frame, the trend is technically down because we do have a break of structure on the daily. So we do have some sort of a move to the downside in motion right now. So if this ends up just continuing to make lower lows, lower highs, then that's going to be great news because we're just going to go short at the end of every single pullback we see for the continuation of the downtrend. If it breaks above structure again and then keeps pushing up, then we'll just have to switch back to being bullish again. So moving down to the 1 hour time frame, I am definitely still very bearish because of the break of structure we had on the daily back here. So I am definitely looking for shorts. We may actually end up going up and breaking above these highs right here in some sort of an ABC, but if it does not hold above these highs, but instead like rejects them almost instantly, then that's probably a good sign that the trend is still down and that we should still be continuing to look for shorts at the end of three-way pullbacks. If it does end up breaking above all these highs and holding above all those highs, then we definitely need to turn back to being bullish because, like I said, the weekly time frame doesn't really look like it's over to the upside. Moving on to the euro yen. So the euro yen, I'm definitely pretty bearish on this overall too. I think that there's a very good likelihood the wave B is over. I think there's a very good likelihood we need to go down, take out all these lows for a wave C of wave 4, just like all the other yen pairs. Kind of almost looks like we might try to pop up and take out these highs before we go down, but I don't know. I mean, I personally am definitely still very bearish, and I'm definitely still looking for shorts. Going down to the daily time frame, it does kind of resemble something that looks like it needs to go up and make an A, B, C shape. Probably an A, B, C to the last push down. So unless it's able to hold below this blue line right here, I'm definitely bullish, and I think there's a good chance that it could go up and finish a wave C before it turns down in the bigger push down that I showed on the weekly. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I personally, because I'm a swing trader, I'm very bearish. I'm not really trying to go long. Instead, I'm trying to focus on getting short at the end of any pullbacks I can see. Now, if this is able to go down and break and hold below structure, I think it's just going to keep going. I think it will probably make pullbacks and just keep on trending. But we have to be a little bit cautious because the daily does kind of make you wonder if it's going to go up and take out those highs. This right here looks like a really nice 5 wave trend. So we might actually end up doing something like this, making some sort of an ABC down and then going back up for like a wave 1, a wave 2, and then eventually a wave 3 of wave C from the daily time frame. But like I said, I'm more focused on going short because I am a swing trader and I'm trying to catch that big giant move to the downside that I was showing on the weekly time frame. Moving down to the pound dollar. Pound dollar, same type of thing on the higher time frames. Kind of looks like we might end up pushing up more to finish off a wave C, which would probably be an ABC before it goes down. Probably an ABC to the last 5 waves down because I still think the wave B is over. I still think this is an ABC of wave 4 on the weekly, just like the other pairs. So I'm definitely still expecting to see a pretty decent push to the downside. Whether or not it keeps on trending up or whether or not it makes a lower high, I'm just going to go with the flow. If it breaks down below this blue line, I am definitely going to be short and I'm definitely going to continue to hold my shorts. If it doesn't and it goes up like this, then fine, we should be long. We should be holding along and looking for longs until we do see that nice push down, telling us that we're heading back to the downside. So moving down to the 1 hour time frame, like I said, I'm a swing trader, so I'm definitely waiting for primarily the shorts. This looks like a perfect 5 ways up right here. This looks like 5 ways down. So it kind of almost looks like an A or maybe a 1, and this is a B or maybe a 2. And perhaps it is going to go down and maybe hit the structure and then go back up, making like a 1, making a 2, and making a 3 of wave C for the daily time frame. Remember, I said the daily looks like it needs to make a wave C, and a wave C should be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on sort of time frames. But like I said, I'm primarily looking for shorts. If it does break and hold below here, I'm definitely become bearish. If it doesn't break and hold below there, then I'm definitely going to just hold on to any longs that you may be in and wait for the break to the downside to become bearish for the big wave C of wave 4 on the weekly time frame. So as far as all these other pairs are concerned, I do analyze every single thing on this list every single day for my premium members. I do Zoom meetings 4 times a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 90 minutes to 2 hours long, where we go through and analyze these pairs and look for entries together. And I do share every single trade I take with my members at the time of entry. Just keep in mind that all my trades are swing trades. I'm not a day trader and I'm not a scalper. So if you're interested in that, the link for that is fxpipcollector.com. You can find that in the description. Or if you just want to join my free Discord channel, then the link for that is at the end of this video up here in the corner, or that is also in the description too. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.